Have you ever asked yourself why some people seem to attract wealth, create opportunities, and keep moving forward financially, while others remain stuck in the same cycle of paycheck-to-paycheck living, constant debt, and fear of the future? The answer isn't always about the size of your salary, your family background, or even luck. The real difference lies in your mindset. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into one of the most powerful financial lessons that separates wealthy individuals from those who struggle: the contrast between a rich mindset and a scarcity mindset. This isn't just theory, it's the foundation that determines how you view money, how you make decisions, and ultimately, how you build your financial future. People with a scarcity mindset constantly focus on what they don't have. They live in fear of losing money, they avoid risks, and they see every challenge as a potential loss. Their favorite phrases sound like, "I can't afford this," or "What if I lose everything?" This way of thinking keeps them trapped, no matter how much money they make. That, on the other hand, people with a rich mindset approach money as a tool for growth and freedom. They see opportunities where others see limitations. They ask empowering questions like, "How can I make this work?" Or "What can I learn from this investment?" Instead of being paralyzed by fear, they are driven by possibility. And I'm sharing this with you not just because it sounds motivational, but because it's the exact shift that has transformed the lives of countless successful entrepreneurs, investors, and leaders. I've seen it myself. Two people can start with the same resources, yet one ends up wealthy and the other ends up stuck, simply because of how they think. Now, here's the truth. Building wealth doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your mind. If you want to achieve financial freedom by 2030 or even sooner, you must first reprogram the way you look at money. And that's exactly what this video is about, giving you the clarity to recognize your current money mindset and the tools to shift from scarcity to abundance. Light bulb. So here's my question for you. Do you believe right now you're operating with a rich mindset, or are you still stuck in a scarcity mindset? Drop your answer in the comments below, because awareness is the first step to change, and your story might inspire someone else who's watching this video. Let's start with the scarcity mindset, the silent trap that keeps millions of people stuck financially, even when they earn a decent income. A scarcity mindset is built on fear. The fear of losing money, the fear of taking risks, the fear of not having enough. People with this mindset wake up every day thinking about what they lack instead of what they could create. Instead of asking, "How can I grow?" they ask, "What if I lose?" And that single shift in thinking makes all the difference. With a scarcity mindset, opportunities look like threats, challenges look like failures waiting to happen, and money feels like something that is always running away. Here's the truth. No matter how much money you make, if you're constantly focused on limitations, you'll never feel financially secure. You could be earning $500 a month or $5,000 a month, but if your thoughts are consumed by fear, you'll still live as if you're broke. That's why some people remain in the same cycle for years, because their mind convinces them that growth is impossible. Ask yourself this: do I spend more time thinking about what I don't have or about how I can create more? The answer will tell you whether you're living in scarcity without even realizing it. Now, let's talk about the rich mindset, the way of thinking that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. A rich mindset isn't about how much money you currently have. It's about how you choose to see the world. While scarcity is driven by fear, the rich mindset is powered by possibility. People with this mindset look at money as a tool, not a burden. They don't see limits. They see opportunities to learn, grow, and expand. When faced with a challenge, they don't say, "I can't afford this." Instead, they ask, "How can I afford this? How can I make this work?" That small shift in perspective opens doors that most people never even notice. With a rich mindset, mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons. Losses aren't the end, they're investments in experience. Every setback is fuel for the next breakthrough. This is why entrepreneurs, investors, and financially free individuals consistently rise above circumstances, because their mind is trained to focus on solutions, not obstacles. Here's the secret. Wealth begins in your thoughts long before it shows up in your bank account. When you start thinking like someone who creates value, attracts opportunities, and believes in growth, your actions begin to align with success. And that's when financial freedom stops being just a dream and becomes your reality. Ask yourself, do I approach money with fear or with curiosity and confidence? The answer could be the first step toward building the life you've always wanted. Here's where things get truly interesting when we put the scarcity mindset and the rich mindset side by side. Because when you see the differences clearly, you'll begin to understand why two people can live in the same city, work in the same industry, even earn a similar salary, yet end up with completely opposite financial realities. The scarcity mindset says, money is limited. If someone else has more, it means there's less for me. The rich mindset says, money is abundant. Wealth is created, not taken. The more value I bring to the world, the more wealth I can attract. Scarcity mindset people avoid risk. They see every investment as a potential disaster. Rich mindset people embrace calculated risk. They know that without risk, there is no growth, and they view failures as tuition for success. Scarcity focuses on problems. What if I lose everything? Rich mindset focuses on solutions. What can I learn? How can I try again smarter? Scarcity hoards. People save out of fear, often keeping money idle and losing opportunities. Rich mindset invests. They put money to work, allowing it to multiply and create freedom. Scarcity is short-term. It thinks only about today's bills. Rich mindset is long-term. It sees money as a tool to build freedom for the next 5, 10, or 20 years. And here's the powerful truth. It's not about how much money you have right now. It's about how you think. Imagine two people both earning $2,000 a month. The one with a scarcity mindset says, I can't risk losing even $1. I need to hold on tightly. He saves a little, spends the rest, and stays stuck in the same cycle. The one with a rich mindset says, I'll invest $200, learn from it, and use that knowledge to grow my income in the future. Fast forward 5 years. The first person is in the same place, while the second has built wealth, knowledge, and confidence. This comparison shows us something essential. The richest people aren't those with the most money. They're the ones with the mindset to create more. That's why you'll find individuals with average salaries who become millionaires and others with high-paying jobs who end up broke. The choice between scarcity and richness isn't external. It's internal. It's not the economy. It's not your background. It's not even luck. It's about whether you choose to live in fear or in possibility. Ask yourself right now, when I think about money, do I see limits or do I see opportunities? Do I live in fear of losing or in confidence of growing? Because that single decision, that single lens through which you see money will determine your financial destiny. It's one thing to talk about mindsets in theory, but the real power comes when we see how these mindsets play out in everyday life. Because whether you realize it or not, your daily financial decisions, how you spend, save, invest, or even talk about money, are a direct reflection of your mindset. Let's imagine two people with the exact same salary, $3,000 a month. The person with a scarcity mindset says, this is all I have. I need to be careful. I can't risk anything. What if something bad happens? They spend most of it on immediate needs, maybe save a little, but never invest. At the end of each month, they are back at zero, stressed and frustrated, convinced that the problem is the size of their paycheck. The person with a rich mindset says, this income is my starting point, not my limit. How can I use part of it to build more? They pay their bills, save a percentage, but most importantly, they invest in their growth, whether through courses, a side business, or small investments. Over time, their knowledge grows, their skills increase, and their money begins to multiply. Same salary, completely different outcomes. Another example, job opportunities. Someone with a scarcity mindset might say, I can't apply for that role. I don't meet all the requirements. I probably fail anyway. Fear stops them before they even try. Someone with a rich mindset says, I might not meet every requirement, but I'll apply, and if I get the chance, I'll learn and grow into the role. That attitude alone often lands them the job or opportunity. Even in friendships and conversations about money, the mindset shows that a scarcity thinker says things like, money doesn't grow on trees, Rich people are greedy. I'll never be able to afford that. These words reinforce limitation and fear that a rich thinker uses language like, what can I do to increase my income? What can I learn from successful people? How can I afford this in the future? That language builds confidence and action. And here's something powerful. These aren't just financial habits, they're life habits. A scarcity mindset leads to hesitation, excuses, and regret. A rich mindset leads to action, growth, and freedom. Now imagine this over 5, 10, or 20 years. The scarcity thinker keeps circling in the same pattern, always stressed about money, always blaming external circumstances. The rich thinker, even if they start small, ends up building wealth, freedom, and choices. One mindset creates limitation, the other creates possibility. That here's the challenge for you. Think about your last 3 financial decisions. Did they come from fear or from growth? Were you protecting what you had, or were you building toward more? This reflection alone can help you identify whether you're living in scarcity or stepping into a rich mindset. Understanding the difference between scarcity and rich thinking is powerful, but the real transformation happens when you decide to shift your mindset. Because here's the truth, you're not born with either mindset. It's something you learn and something you can reprogram starting today. So, how do you make the shift from fear and limitation to growth and abundance? Let's break it down step by step. Point 1, change the questions you ask yourself. A scarcity thinker asks, why don't I have enough money? Why do I always fail? A rich thinker asks, how can I create more? What do I learn from this? Who can I connect with to grow? Your brain always finds answers to the questions you ask. If you ask negative questions, you'll get limiting answers. Start asking empowering questions that open doors instead of closing them. Point 2, redefine your relationship with money. Most people with a scarcity mindset see money as something scary, fragile, or even bad. To build a rich mindset, you must start seeing money as a tool, an ally that helps you build freedom, experiences, and impact. Money itself is neutral. Your mindset gives it meaning. Point 3, take small, consistent risks. You don't need to invest thousands right away. Start small. Read a book, take an online course, try investing a tiny percentage of your income. What matters is building the habit of growth and breaking the cycle of fear. Every small win builds confidence, and confidence builds momentum. Point 4, surround yourself with growth-minded people. Mindset is contagious. If everyone around you is always complaining about money, blaming the economy, or saying we can't, it's hard to think differently. But if you spend time with people who talk about opportunities, investments, personal growth, you'll naturally start thinking bigger. Point 5, focus on long-term freedom, not short-term comfort. Scarcity wants instant gratification. Buy now, worry later. Rich mindset thinks long-term. If I sacrifice a little comfort today, I can have freedom tomorrow. This shift is what separates people who stay stuck from those who achieve financial independence. Point 6, embrace failure as feedback. The biggest fear of scarcity thinkers is failure. But rich thinkers know that failure is just a lesson wrapped in temporary pain. Every successful entrepreneur, investor, or leader has failed. What made them different is that they kept going. Ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Instead of why did this happen to me? Here's the powerful truth. Shifting from scarcity to richness is not a one-time decision. It's a daily practice. Every time you make a choice about money, you're either reinforcing fear or building freedom. Ask yourself right now, am I living to protect what I have, or am I building towards something greater? Because the day you choose growth over fear, that's the day your financial transformation begins. As we wrap up this deep dive into rich mindset versus scarcity mindset, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect on one simple truth. Your mindset today determines your financial future tomorrow. It's not the economy, it's not luck, it's not your job title. It's the lens through which you view opportunities, challenges, and money itself. Imagine this. 2 people, same city, same salary, same starting point. One chooses fear, limitation, and scarcity. The other chooses growth, abundance, and possibility. Years from now, their lives will look worlds apart. That's the power of mindset. That's the power in your hands right now. You are different. You are not someone who waits for permission or complains about circumstances or settles for less than you deserve. You have the ability to think bigger, act smarter, and build freedom for yourself. Every choice, every thought, every action matters. Start today. If this video helped you see your mindset in a new light, if it made you realize that wealth starts in the mind, then take a moment to do two things. Hit that like button. Let me know that you're ready to step into growth. Subscribe for more insights on money, mindset, and building a future that most people only dream of. Remember, you are not like everyone else. You have the chance to think differently, act differently, and achieve differently. The moment you embrace a rich mindset, your financial journey transforms from ordinary to extraordinary. And here's my last question for you. What is one thought, one habit, or one action you could change today to step into abundance and leave scarcity behind? Write it in the comments below. I read every single one, and I promise your insight could inspire someone else on this journey.